Hi everybody, this is Catherine Woodworth with Fairway Counseling. I'm located here in Benton, Arkansas. I just wanted to kind of touch on a few things about the COVID virus scare. Okay, a lot of people are scared, a lot of people are wondering what's going on. We can't change what the situation is and we can't change what we don't know. Okay, people are working tirelessly every day to try to figure out more and more stuff so that we can have more and more information. So we have to deal with the situation that we have. It's not one that we chose, but it is one that we have, okay? It's very easy to feel very isolated and alone because you're staying in home, in your homes, just so that you're not contaminating somebody else or having them contaminate you and you spread it around. Every time that you do that, you're doing somebody you love a favor, the person next to you a favor, the person on the street a favor, your whole town a favor. You're working individually as a team to make sure that this ends as much as possible. Saying that, being at home still doesn't feel all that great. So make sure, we are very social creatures. Make sure that there's different things that you do in order to socialize. You may not be able to go out to movies and different events, plays, and whatever that you have that you're wanting to do, but you can still socialize, okay? If you're with couples, okay? With couples, what I'll do is, if one of them travels a lot, it's hard for them to have date night. So, and mind you, date night does not have to cost any money. It is just the time that two people set to talk and to be with each other, okay? If you're not there, you can still do date night. You can just set it up on a FaceTime and you talk initially beforehand. You set up the kind of dinner that you want to have. You set up the time that you want to have it, just like you would any date. And then you contact each other, you eat your food while you're FaceTiming. You're able to talk back and forth immediately and see the other one. It's not exactly the same thing, but it does get you pretty close. And one thing, if you kind of sit back more, have more, don't get really close to the camera, but just kind of sit back. So when you're talking to somebody and they have you on an iPad or their phone, it's actually, you're seeing more body language. You're seeing more emotion. You're seeing more communication than if you're just on the phone talking, okay? Body language is too much of the conversation to just not have it, okay? If your kids want to do something with their best friend, but you can't get them out to their best friends, talk to the parents. See if you guys can both decide on a project. You both go get the project, take it home, and your kids can video each other while they're doing the project. They can talk back and forth immediately. They can make suggestions. They can help out if they see each other doing something that might be easier a different way. So you can get creative. You can have dinners with 10 people, okay? You can have date nights. You can have kids spending like play dates and stuff. Kids being able to just chit chat and be back and forth. You can increase the board games. You can increase card games. Some parents, which I think is awesome, some parents are actually working with the whole neighborhood, and on the news, the parent that I saw, they did rainbows. And they got with the people in the neighborhood, and probably by like the Nextdoor app and stuff, but they got with the people in the neighborhood. Everybody made different rainbows and put in their windows, doors, that kind of thing. And then when you walk your kids around the neighborhood, it's a hunt. How many rainbows can you find? What kind of rainbows are you finding? Well, my client had done something similar, but it was with teddy bears. So they went on a teddy bear hunt. Oh my gosh. That just sounds adorable. It sounds like it would be so much fun. And you could spend a couple of hours doing that. You don't have to just do something for 5 minutes and then go, okay, I'm bored. The more stuff that you do that you don't normally do, the better it's going to be. The more that you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. A lot of people are saying, you know, I'm getting closer to my family. I'm learning how to spend more time with my family. I didn't realize I was missing so much stuff. It helps me reprioritize my whole life. Okay? Now, granted, it can be difficult. And I'm not saying it's great that we have the COVID virus. What I am saying is that if you have a situation you can't control, you have to decide, do you want to have a positive response and be happy? Or do you want to have a negative response and not be happy? Okay? You have to decide. If there's nothing that can be done, if there's nothing that can be changed, if you don't have any say on what it is, you do have a say on how you see it. Okay? Any situation, for the most part, you can do that. And this is one of those situations. You're stuck at home, you don't know what to do. Ask your kids, ask your family, ask people who you don't live with. You know, one client had talked about that a cleaning person in their office put out little note cards with a happy saying on it, with a piece of candy attached to it. Not a big deal, but everybody who got those felt awesome. That was something that put a smile on their face. Okay? You can figure out anything to do. You know, people are sewing for masks and gowns, and people are trying to get food for the schools and for food bank, and trying to give blood, and all while trying to keep that social distance and staying at home mostly. Okay? You can have a life even though for the most part you're supposed to stay at home. You have to work harder to have that life, but you can be happy. You know, if it's just a couple, think about it. You don't normally get to have this much smooch time or this much snuggle time or anything else time. You don't get that, but now you do. So look at it as a benefit, a bonus. Okay? It's not all bad. If you feel like everything's bad, you're going to wear your body down, and it's going to be really hard for you to feel different. If you look at it as you're focusing on the benefits, the silver linings, your body's not going to be worn out, and it's going to be a whole lot easier for you to be in a good mood. And I'm not talking about blow smoke. I'm just talking about choosing to find the positive and execute it. Find something that you enjoy. Think of the hobbies that you don't do anymore, the interests that you haven't done because you've been so busy with work or socializing or tons of different things. Now you can try them, and you can socialize with your friends virtually, and you can talk about it. You can have a scavenger hunt virtually. You can do Pokemon or Ingress or any of these other games that you can go online and do it virtually. You physically do walk around to the places, but you can drive in your car. You don't have to get out. And you can get out to a park. You just don't want to hang next to somebody directly. So think about it. You can go outside. You're not stuck within your four walls. You just don't need to be around a lot of people. And you don't need to be just right up close to people. And different things like the Pokemon and the Ingress and geocaching, stuff like that, you're not directly around people up next to them. There may be more than one person at whatever stop that you're at, but you're not right on top of each other. So you can go out and do those things. You can go out and have those adventures. You can get in your car and drive around and do the alphabet game like you would on a road trip. Go out and take pictures of places that have normally tons of people who don't have anybody right now. anything. Go out and find a separate leaf or plant or flower or picture or waterfall. Pick something that as a family or as a home unit decides on. One thing that you go out and you obtain and bring back. And start making a memory book of your adventures while staying at home. Okay? Get creative. You can do it. I know you guys can do it. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be happier. Okay? So, be you, be safe, and be happy. Okay? If you have ideas of how to do different things or different suggestions on how people can make their time better, please put it down in the comments. Please respond. Let people know that they're not by themselves. Because that's the biggest thing. Nobody wants to be alone. And you don't have to be. If you choose to be, then you have that opportunity. You don't have to do this or anything else in your life alone. You really don't. Okay? So again, be safe, be you, and be happy. And I will talk to you guys later. All right. Bye.